I'm back yet again with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about pretty much the full entire story of Sonic the Hedgehog's movie. Now, I'm not talking about like the histories of the four canceled Sonic movies, or talking about like the full-on story on what's the new one that is finally getting its own movie. But first, before we get into the video entirely, let me just explain the entire premise of today's video. So Sonic the Hedgehog started around 19 something, and Sega wanted to make a new mascot for their studio because Alex the Kid just wasn't, kind of good to look at if you really think about it. So they decided to find new gaming productions to find their new mascot, and then there's this new game called Sonic the Hedgehog, where a blue hedgehog named Sonic is traveling long ways to Green Hills to save innocent animals from being turned into robots by the evil Dr. Robotnik. That was entirely the entire story of the first game. And since then, Sonic has mastered so many things after his debut. He mastered his own games, including from the start of 2006, and he has his own manga series. He has his own animated series. He has his own animated shorts. Pretty much everything that a fandom that has a game or doesn't have a game that starts off as other fandoms have. The only thing that the Blue Hedgehog didn't get was a movie, and by far there were only 4 productions and animators that were able to make movies for the Blue Hedgehog, but they all got canceled. Where did this lead Sonic? Well, this happened around the time of 2016, and to the end of 2016 and the beginning of 2017, where Paramount was opening to make their new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And if you're gonna ask, yes, the Sonic movie that we're getting this year was in fact the Sonic movie that that everyone was that everyone was talking about in 2017. And then we got more info on what's going on, what they're going to look like, who are the actors going to be. And in 2019, we finally got the story hold in. We finally got what the trailer was going to look like. And then we finally got the trailer. And most people has been thinking that because Detective Pikachu was coming out and Sonic the Hedgehog was coming out sometime in November, they thought that they were going to Warner Bros. And Paramount was making their a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, which I have to admit that would be the worst way to start a Nintendo Cinematic Universe if you really think about it. Like, do you really think it's a good idea to start a cinematic universe with a franchise that everyone has been talked about that had 6 or 7 movies? I'm talking about Pokemon, and a Blue Hedgehog that has everything except a movie and was going to get a movie, but everyone was going to hate on it. Do you really think that that was a good way to start a Nintendo Cinematic Universe? Yeah, I didn't think so. So anyway, people has been raging about how Sonic looked, especially to the fact that his first teaser trailer was just him in a silhouette. Now people has been speculating that after he was going to look like an actual hedgehog, like his face wasn't even going to look anywhere near good. Now they weren't too skeptical about it, but then there was a second poster that showed exactly as to what he would look like. And let me tell you, his calves were gigantic to most people. To me, I thought it was actually normal size. And then we got the official trailer, and most people were mad about him because, like, at first they thought it was good, but as soon as you saw his hands, it looked like his fur was actually white instead of it being gloves. I guess Paramount was going for a real type look, like they wanted Sonic to be an actual character. Guess they kind of took it a little too far, especially the fact that his hands aren't really gloves. It's just paint. It's like white fur, and the middle of his chest is white fur, and his muzzle is like pale pineapple. I'm not exactly sure what kind of color that is. I've been growing up with this color a lot with skin, but I never really knew what that color was. So after people saw it, Paramount finally got the message that everyone didn't want Sonic to look like this, and they all agree that Jim Carrey's character, Dr. Robotnik, was the only thing that was great about the trailer. So they decided to change the character. And to most people, I thought they were just going to give him gloves, make his eyes bigger, maybe even combine them together, change his nose a little bit so it can look like his accurate part, maybe even change the teeth as well, and also make his shoes look like their iconic counterpart. But judging from his shoes, I think they shouldn't change it and just make it a little accurate. But here's the problem here. They made this agreement somewhere in April, and sometime this month, like yesterday or today, they had agreed to maybe just push the movie back a little more. Like they decided to change it next year, meaning that we are not getting the Sonic movie until 2020. Yeah, yeah, that's right. We're not getting it until 2020. So just like that, most people have been speculating, or rather instead agreeing that the Sonic movie was going to take a long time to make, especially to the fact that the people who were designing Sonic would have to wait, who would have to redesign the character all over again, which wouldn't make sense because if you were reanimating the character from scratch and were remaking the character into the story again, well, I can see why people would think that the movie would be delayed. And it was true. It's going to be officially released on January the 14th in 2020, and people have said that it's the same day of Valentine's Day, so yeah, that's not going to work. Maybe they should have released it in March or maybe in April or something. They could have done it around that time. I don't think Sonic the Hedgehog's movie should be released around the time where every boyfriend and girlfriend are going to be together and stuff. And especially because of the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog is finally getting his own movie and they blew it. And not to mention that someone named By Myself was actually considering to actually make a Sonic the Hedgehog song for the movie called We Are Sonic. And I have to admit, if you guys watch that, you guys will agree that should be in the song. But as we speak, people are glad that the movie is going to be delayed so that they can, restock the story and remake it into the best way they can. I mean, but hey, look on the bright side. At least they're remaking the Sonic movie. At least they're remaking the story, remaking the character, and turning him into the best Sonic he could be. The only thing they should change is just the teeth and the eyes. I guess they could put the gloves on and that's it. That's all they have to do. No more changes. At least that's what I think. But despite this, I'm pretty sure that Sonic will be in good hands in Paramount now that they're changing the design. And I do believe that at this point, there's no stopping the Blue Hedgehog since he gotta go fast. He has to go fast in this movie. But that'll just about does it for today's video. I just thought that this would be very important to talk about in today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, share your friends and family, hit the subscribe button for more great content, and let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the video itself. Let me know what you guys thought about Paramount redesigning the character and the movie being delayed, and that'll be it. My name is Kevin, and I look forward to hearing from you.